Hello, this is Dave from Sprues and Brews, and I'm back with another unboxing video. But this one's quite special because we're not actually looking at a Warhammer miniature in this particular video. We're checking out this. It's an all-in-one modular art box from a company called, and I apologise if they'll listen to this, I believe it's pronounced Krydrufi? Drufi? It's here. It's just on top of the box. There they are. So apologies if I've absolutely butchered the pronunciation of your company. But yeah, they're really cool. This is recently finished on Kickstarter. It was a very successful campaign to the point where actually they now have it on their retail store up for pre-order. So hopefully you'll be able to check out this video and then head over to their web store and get it pre-ordered. I'll put all the links and bits and bobs in the YouTube description. But before you do that, let's actually talk about what this thing is and if it's worth your pennies. So it's an all-in-one art box. The idea is this can store brushes. You've got two water holders. You've got holders for your brushes. You've got these little these little sort of modular components which hold your paint and wet palettes and things. If I turn it over, it actually is a really good example here. So this all modular, it all clips together. You've got sort of all your equipment there. You've got some wet palette pages. You've got some little cubes to put your sort of acrylic paints. You've got airtight lids. Flip it over to that side. It comes with two water pots. So I think the idea here is you have one with dirty water and one with clean water. You've got sort of a couple of little holders that you can attach either inside the water pot or outside. And yeah, it's a really cool concept. I mean, I actually, although I do, there's another great example of how it all kind of works, how modular it is. I actually flick between my hobby desk, and I sometimes, or quite a lot at the time, I do actually come downstairs, whilst, the wife's watching something on TV, and paint some in the same room as her. So this is actually why I'm reviewing this, really, is because, I sort of flirt between the two places. When I'm at my hobby desk, obviously everything's at hand, but when I'm downstairs, I've got a tray with loads of different bits and bobs. I've got my water pot on there, I've got wet palettes, brushes. It's all a bit sort of clumsy and messy. So this kind of thing is really appealing. So I've been really looking forward to opening this and giving it a test run and, giving you guys my verdicts if it's worth your money. So I think what we'll do is we'll run through these contents on the back of the box and then we'll get it out. So as it mentions here, it comes with a water bucket, which is this blue tub, which are two detachable water tanks go into. You've got silicone brush cleaning inserts. You get one per water pot. We've got inner brush holder, keep brush wet, and then you've got an outer brush one as well for air drying. I don't know why you would want to keep your brush wet. Maybe, obviously, this isn't just aimed at Warhammer people. This is aimed at people who do watercolours or acrylic, and potentially even oil. So maybe there's a reason for one of those types of painters to keep their brushes wet. You get a versatile wet palette, airtight paint storage, disposable palette paper, and highly moisturising sponge for your wet palette. I believe actually one of the reasons these guys approached us was because they want to kind of push this towards sort of miniature painters. I think it's already doing quite well with people who do sort of like more traditional style sort of painting. So that's great stuff. So let's get this unboxed and check out all the different components. Okay, so when you take this out of the box, the first thing that you'll get is this. Greatness comes from a small beginning. We believe in the power of details. Almost sounds like a quote from Spider-Man. But that's really nice. A little bit of blurb on the back there. Let's open this up and see what's in here. It's quite a tight fit. So we've got everything. So we've got 4-in-1 disposable palette papers. You get 10 sheets and you get 2 packs of those. So 20 sheets in total. And we've got 2 sponges. That's great stuff. Now, obviously, at this point, they've obviously sent us what I think is what they would call like the normal base pre-order kit. I think actually from their web store, you can pre-order less or more. But we're going to run through this now anyway. The whole thing comes all attached, like so. We've got the 2 silicone pads, which sit in the base of your water pots. They feel really good quality, actually. They feel like they're really gonna get the paint off your brushes. We've got a whole bunch of these for holding your paint brushes. At first glance, I can't see which ones are the ones that's supposed to go inside or outside. I think, yeah, so they just click on the side there like that, or on that, or on the inside. So I think they're just, you know, they don't necessarily have to be inside or outside ones. Your water pot, the second water pot. What's quite good is they've got holes on that side, so when you've got them in there like that, you can put your hand in and then lift it. So that's quite good for transportation. I like that. What we're going to do at this point is we're going to unclick it here and unclick it here, and in theory that should just lift off. So that's your water tank. So we'll place that to one side, and then what we're going to do is unclick, just move that up a little bit, unclick that one, and unclick that one, and this top one will come off. So I think this is one of your wet palette ones, so you can put your palette paper and your sponge under there and turn that into a bit of a wet palette. Oh, hold on, actually, I might be wrong. No, I think you put, yeah, sorry, you put your sponge in there, then your wet palette paper on top. I'm not sure what you would do with those clips. Maybe by the time I've had a go with this, I'll be able to you know, say what that bit's for. How to clean your art box, how to keep your paints fresh. You've got plenty of room there for your sponge and your palette paper. Alternatively, they do have on the box set, because you get two of these, so you could use one as a wet palette, and you could use one as a storage for your paintbrushes and your other art equipment, which is very cool. We'll put our lid back on for now, and you can close that up. It does have these little bits on the side as well. They actually clip together, which is pretty cool. We'll show that in a moment. So I'll put that to one side. So you get, I'll unclip this one. This next one's the same. So we'll take that off. Take that off. So that's exactly the same as the one we've just had, just without the care instructions inside. So we'll seal that back up. And then you get two of these. So let's unhook this one. Oh, it helps if I unattach it, doesn't it? The clicks, it feels like it's quite tight, but not too tight, if that makes sense. So let's take this off. So you've got your airtight lid there, the little component, so it sits flushly, and then you've got some like little sort of indents, some little cubes. Now, I think ideally this is perfect for acrylic painters, because you can put dollops of acrylic paint in here, and it will keep. You know, with the lid on, it will stay airtight and it will keep. Not sure how much use this is going to be for the paint that us sort of Warhammer fans use. But I will give it a go. I'll try it out. I'm trying to think if it's got any other alternative uses. Nothing's coming to mind, but again, maybe when I come to finish this video and I've given this a test run, I'll be able to come up with some ideas. Potentially use that as a paint palette as well, maybe. So you get two of those as well. So we'll close that up. And let's see if I can connect these together. So there we go. Oh, that's quite a good fit, actually. Feels quite sturdy. So you can, you know, have them connected on your hobby desk if you wanted. It's a nice little extra anyway. So that's they're all your components. If I unattach that sits snugly on top. Just have to move those bits up. So it's fiddly when you're trying to do it on video. And we'll just quickly rebuild this back up. And again, oh, I've just gone again fiddly it on camera, but I want to show it live. Unattach those two, put that one on there, connect it back up, open those two, attach that on top of there, and again, there you go, all done. So very quick and easy to attach and reattach. I like that. It's got a bit of weight to it. It seems a really good quality piece. I'm going to give this a test run now. I'm going to paint a few miniatures, just basically run it through its paces, try the wet palette, see what it's like. And hopefully after this next transition, we might see a slightly dirtier modular art box, but hopefully I'll be able to give you an honest judgment. So let's do this. Just before we jump to that transition of me test running, actually, just as I was packing this up, I found these in the bottom of the water pots. So these are your outside brush holders, although there's nothing stopping you from using those ones on the outside as well. But the idea here with these ones being on the outside, it's got a little drip tray. So if your brushes are wet, all the water, you'll be able to put your brushes in, and all the dirty water will go into the bottom of there. So they are in fact different. You got your inside ones and your outside, but there's no reason why you can't slip them on your outside as well. So now we're going to cut to a transition of this thing being used. So I've spent a little bit of time now with this modular art box, and I've been very impressed. I've used most of the components. The only one that I'm a little bit disappointed in from a sort of miniatures painter's point of view is sort of the paint tray. I think that's ideal for acrylic kind of painters, but I couldn't really find a use for it. It wasn't the right size to hold anything, so I have left those modules off. And what it basically means is I'm just sort of carrying this around between the hobby desk and downstairs, where I tend to do quite a bit of my painting. That's my son in the background. But yeah, I've been really impressed with it. I've got a full written review over on spruesandbrews.com, where I break down each component. What I will say is the little silicone sheets that go inside the water pots are brilliant at getting rid of the paint off your brushes. And even though I've kind of opened it and closed it quite a bit, all the clips are still working perfectly. As you can see, I've got some paint in there as well for my wet palette. My son really wanted to be part of this review, so you can hear him in the background there. But yeah, it's brilliant. I've left some brushes on there just as an example, but this has been really handy as well. Yeah, really impressed. If I had a little bit of feedback, what I would say is it'd be nice for this to be a little bit wider so it could fit some brushes in there. But apart from that, yeah, I've been really impressed. So if you want to purchase one of these yourself, you can use the link in our review or in the YouTube description below to take you over to the Krydrufi website to purchase your own. You can either buy it as a set, or you can buy the modules that you want. But yeah, a thumbs up from me, and that brings this review to a close. So thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all again very soon. Bye!